Hey Army, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how I got this hot red hair, how I installed it, how I colored it, literally everything. So let's begin. So first things first, I'm going to show you how I color it. So I'm going to take a bucket of hot water, and I usually like to use clear buckets so that I can see what color is coming out in the water. And this is a new technique that a lot of people have been using, and it's called watercoloring. So I'm going to take some hair dye, and the hair dye that I'm using is Salmon by Kiss. That's the color name, Salmon. And I'm gonna pour a little bit of it inside of the hot water and mix it around. I also got the spatula from the beauty supply store. You can find this color by Kiss at the beauty supply store. It's my favorite brand of coloring, just because it colors really well and it smells so good. Like, it actually smells like perfume. So I'm going to take the ends of this blonde wig that I have. There's no specific company that I got this wig from, being that I have my own vendor. That's why you guys probably never seen me mention any hair company. But I'm going to take the ends of this blonde wig and I'm just going to dip it in that pink. So what I'm going for is almost like a red ombre into a salmon pink. That's the exact color I want. So as you can see, I wanted it a little bit darker, so I have to add a little bit more of the salmon color. I'm not going to add too much, but you know, this is an easy thing to do when you're adding little by little. You don't want to add too much and then it comes out the color you don't want. So as you see, it is a little darker, and I'm going to add that wig back into the bucket and just dye the ends. Watercoloring is like the easiest technique of dyeing. I literally feel like I've never used to do hair color because I hated dyeing hair, because no one wants to sit there all day and dye strand by strand. So this is the color that I was looking for, and I'm super happy with this. So I'm not going to dip it anymore, because the more you dip it, the deeper it's going to get, the more pigmented the color is going to get. So now I'm going to take this Kiss Express hair color, and this is in the color Scarlet, and this is where I messed up. I'm going to tell you guys my exact mistake. So as you see, I refilled the bucket with water, but my problem was I put too much water this time. And I did that because I thought the rest of the hair, it was the majority of the hair, and I don't know why. I just thought I needed more water. Don't ask me why. I'm not I'm not perfect. I don't do my hair, so I don't know. I was just experimenting. But my problem was I put some of that color in the water, and the water diluted the color. It was more water than it was color. So the color came out pink, and it also came out a little bit of orange. This color reminded me of something like a fruit punch, or honestly, I was calling this wig Trolls the movie. I don't know. It was so funny to me, but I really did not like the color at all. I could have stuck with it if I wanted that color, or if I was even going with that color, but it really just wasn't, I wasn't feeling it. It was too bright, and it just was very, I don't know, I just didn't like it. As you see, I'm trying to fix it here. I was trying to add more color, more red, trying to see if I'm bugging, and honestly, it was bad. Like, no, but the thing about it is that the ombre was so like good that if I really wanted this wig like this, it would be perfect, but I just wasn't going for that. The roots dyed orange, the rest of the hair was hot pink, then the ends were like a soft pink, and I just didn't want it. I don't know, but it's that easy to dye hair. The best part about watercoloring is that it doesn't dye your lace, so you can literally get any single color you want without dyeing your lace by accident. So I panicked, so I ran to the beauty supply and I got a new hair color, and I tried this again. So I got the Kiss colors. This is in the color Crimson, and this is the exact red that I wanted. So I should have got this bottle of hair color to begin with, and I should have knew not to put as much water. And I also added this Kiss hair color inside of there as well. This is me testing it. I forgot this name. I believe it's Ruby Red, and I'm adding that just because I want that really bright red. So I'm going to try this again, and I'm going to hold the ends because obviously I want the ends to be, ombre pink. And I'm going to try this again, and let's see how it goes. So So as I said before, I like to add little by little so that I don't make a mistake and add too much. And at this point, I was not happy with the hair color, so I decided to add the whole bottle. And at this point, I was just like, I have nothing to lose. Like, let's just go in. Like, I just want it just red. Let's just do red and let's just get it over with. I added that ruby red as well so I could get that hot red, and I'm gonna continue dyeing. Now, as I stated before, I wanted the ends to be pink, but I feel as if the hot pink that had accidentally got onto the hair that I accidentally dyed, it ruined it for me. And I just was not feeling that hot pink. I did not want pink anywhere. I wanted that salmon orangey pink looking color. So I just decided to just cover the ends in red as well, and let's just do the whole wig red. So at this point, I felt as if I needed more red because it wasn't coming out as much as I wanted it to, so I dyed it over again. So this is the exact red that I was going for at the top of the hair, but obviously we have the bottom of the hair colored as well. But overall, this is the red that I wanted. And as you can see, I have already flat ironed and plucked a little bit of the hairline on this wig. Being that this is a blonde wig, I really didn't need to pluck too much because I didn't want to look bald, especially being that this is color. But yeah, I did flat iron and blow dry. So now I'm going to use a cap, and I got these caps from Amazon. I'm going to link it below, but these caps are skin colored caps and it matches perfectly with my skin tone. A ton of them come in one pack. I've been using them for a couple months now and I haven't ran out, so I love that. So I'm gonna take some Got To Be Glued freeze blast spray, whatever it is. It's really cold. And I'm gonna put this around my edges. This is gonna protect my edges, and also this is gonna glue down our cap. I'm gonna take a pair of scissors and literally cut the smallest hole ever around my ears, and I'm just gonna shape that around my ears. Now, you wanna be careful when you're doing this because this is a stocking cap, so you have to understand that any little rip, this stocking cap is gonna like get runs in it. So think of like stockings that you put on your legs. So you wanna cut the hole really small and then stretch it just a little bit around your ear. And this trick allows us to be able to glue down our sideburns on that cap, because if we don't have the hole in our ear, it's gonna lift near our ear, and that stocking cap is not going to touch our skin when we're spraying the freeze spray. So now I'm gonna take a blow dryer and I'm just gonna blow dry that freeze spray, and I'm gonna blow dry it till it's completely dry. If it's not completely dry, your cap is not going to stay on. And then after it's dry, I'm gonna just take some scissors and cut off the rest of the cap that is not glued down. Some people like to use lace wig glue to do this part, to glue down their wig cap, but I think that's just a little too harsh, being that you're already going to use lace glue for your wig. So I think it's really smart if you use the Got To Be glue or the Got To Be freeze spray. And the best part about using those two products, the Got To Be, is that you can still shape your cap to your head shape. So sometimes you could like spray it down too far on your forehead, but with the freeze spray you can pull it back a little bit and still cut. With the lace glue, it's not that easy because lace glue is really harsh and it stays for a couple of days. So as you see, I'm just trimming that cap to where I want it to be, because I don't want it to be too far, because that's where I want to put my wig. Now I'm going to take this Benefit Hoola bronzer, and this is in the color Caramel, and I'm going to put this on the edges of that cap. Even though this cap is a skin colored color, I still want to use this bronzer because it matches my skin perfectly. It is the exact color of my skin, and I just feel as if it has the perfect tones. And I just want to make sure that the cap is not any other color when I apply my lace. This is just a step I do just to make sure it matches. You know, this is not necessary if your cap matches you completely, but you can do this. So now, before I plan on gluing my wig down, you want to make sure you're always trying your wig on a couple of times before you make decisions, because you don't want to make the wrong decision and you're going to be screwed. Like, you can't take it back. So as you can see, my lace on this wig is a little white, so I am going to fix that. And I'm also kind of measuring where I want my lace to sit, and I'm just trying to see if I can see that cap through the lace, even though I'm gonna fix it, the color. I'm just, trying it on. So I'm going to take that Hoola bronzer again, and I'm just going to color the lace wig. Now, as you see, I put it back on and it matches perfectly. Like, it's perfect. Don't mind the actual edges of the lace, but if you see near the hairline of the red hair, it matches perfectly. It looks like my skin. So at this point, I'm just figuring out where I want to lay my wig. And this is a really important step that all people should follow. I am going to cut around my ear on that lace. So this is kind of like the same thing that we did on a cap, but we're just doing it on a lace wig. And this is because you don't want your sideburns flapping up. You don't want it to, come up, or it's just going to be really uncomfortable if you do not cut the lace around your ear. This is what makes a wig custom. It is a customized wig because it is made to fit your ears, your head, your hairline, literally everything. So as you can see, it is perfectly cut around my ears. It is sitting behind my ears, and my sideburns are laying flat. So now it's time for me to measure where I want my actual hairline to be. So the trick I learned about a hairline on a lace wig is to not put it too far on your forehead, because that's when it starts looking ratchet. It starts looking real ghetto, and it just looks a mess, and it doesn't look cute. So you want to make sure that it's a little further than behind, because you still want baby hairs, I'm just going to pluck this side a little bit of the hairline, and I'm still measuring where I want it to be. This took a couple of minutes. Perfection takes a minute. And now I'm going to cut into the lace. I'm not going to cut all the way back towards the hairline, but I'm going to cut these little flaps. This is a step that I see my hairstylist do. You guys know I like to get my hair done, but I don't know, I just tried to experiment and see if I can do it myself. And I usually like to cut the lace off before I glue everything down, and then I just glue it down once I see all the lace cut. But I decided to glue it before I cut the lace. The glue I'm going to be using is by Bold Hold, and I'm going to take a popsicle stick. I have tons of these because, sometimes I do glue my own lace down. And I am going to put some glue under those flaps. And I'm going to literally put this right near the wig cap that I applied before. Like I said, I'm not really used to doing this step by myself. This is something that my hairstylist does, but I'm experimenting. And I'm just putting that glue so here's the thing. I have a tan line on my forehead because I wear wigs all the time. So I'm putting that glue kind of in that area, and I'm also putting it on the cap so that the cap can stay glued down as well. And I'm kind of just memorizing where the hair would be, and I don't know. This is the part of experimenting. You don't know why you did it. You're just doing it. So now I'm going to start laying that lace down from one side to the other, and we're just gonna wait till that dries, and then once it dries, we're gonna cut off the lace. This is almost like the same steps as gluing down the wig cap, aka the bald cap. It's the same exact steps. You're gonna glue it down, and then you're gonna cut off the rest of the lace that's not glued down. I decided to try this technique because I've seen a couple other people do it and it comes out really well, and I'm just tired of the tedious task that it takes to like glue down every little flap when the lace is already cut. I'm like over it at this point. So I decided to do it this way and see how it comes out. As I said, I'm experimenting, and I'm gonna take a blow dryer and just blow dry that lace glue and make sure it's really dry. So now I'm going to take one of those cheap eyebrow razors you get from the beauty supply store. They cost like $1, and I'm going to use this to cut off the extra lace. I'm using this, I usually use this in my other videos as well, rather than scissors, because scissors give you a straight cut, and when you're using a razor it's a little jagged, so that makes the lace blend a little bit more. But this razor wasn't that good, so I was getting a little frustrated, but I mean, it's better than scissors because I want my lace to be invisible. As you can see, I tried to use the scissors because I was getting frustrated and I was just not happy. Like, I was not feeling it at all. So I went back to the razor and I just cut and cut and cut and cut. What will make your lace blend really well is when the lace is not cut so evenly. If you think about hair, so if you cut your hair straight in a line and then you try to put some clip-ins in, you're gonna literally see your hair straight. Like, it's gonna be a mess. But if you have pieces that are uneven, then your clip-ins are gonna blend. So it's the same thing with lace. So I'm just taking the back of that comb and just making sure the lace is really glued down really tightly. And I always leave the front of the hairline for last. And yeah, I'm just gonna cut with that razor again. And as you can see, I cut literally all the pieces off. There's no leftover pieces that are hanging that I need to glue down. So I'm going to go on to blend in the lace a little bit more with some color. As you can see the lace a little bit, and now I'm going to take that bronzer that I used before, and I'm going to take a little makeup brush and just tap a little bit of that bronzer on top of that showing the lace. Now, I wasn't really happy with the way this came out because I felt as if you can see the lace still, and I just wasn't feeling it. So I'm going to tie the lace down just so that it can really secure and, you know, get dry. And then I moved on to do my makeup, and now I'm back to blend it a little bit more. So I tried to go back in with that bronzer and blend it a little bit more, but I just wasn't feeling it. It just wasn't happening for me. I tried to use other eyeshadow colors to blend it, and I still wasn't feeling it. I tried to rub it a little bit and wasn't feeling it. So like I feel like I can see the whole shape of the lace. I'm not sure why it was coming out like that. So what I decided to do was take a little bit of alcohol, rubbing alcohol onto a napkin, and I just rubbed it over the lace a little bit. And I feel as if that kind of diluted the bronzer color a little bit and made it a little more it's not standing out so much. And as you can see, it's blending so flawlessly right in front of your eyes. And I don't know, it just helped rubbing that alcohol on it. I don't know why, I don't know how, but it literally made the whole lace invisible. Like, I can't even see it. So now that I'm happy with how my lace looks, it's time to move on to styling the hair, and I'm going to start with the baby hairs. This is a part that I wasn't too confident about because I don't like colored baby hairs. I think it's tacky, I think it's whack, but I think just doing a little bit is okay. So I cut small pieces, but I'm not going to do baby hairs around my whole hairline. I'm just going to do it right above the arch of my eyebrow. I'm not sure what part of the forehead this is called, but yeah, I'm just going to do this on each side, and I'm gonna do a little bit of sideburns, and literally that's it. I'm not doing like a whole bunch of swirled baby hair all around, like absolutely not. So yeah, I took a little bit of mousse and I used that to do my baby hairs. I didn't want to use any type of gel or edge control because that'll give it a really harsh look. I wanted it to look really soft, so I used some styling foam, aka mousse. It's almost the same. So I'm happy with the baby hairs at this point, and now I'm going to start styling it how I want it to be. I want a middle part, so I'm going to make sure I get a really sharp part. And as I said before, I've already flat ironed this hair, so I'm just going to hot comb my part and make sure everything is like super duper flat. Something that's really important to do when you're wearing a colored wig or even a black wig is to make sure that the part in your hair is standing out. Now, I'm going to use the same powder, the same bronzer that I used before for this part. Some people like to use concealer, but I wouldn't recommend using that because that's liquid and it can literally get everywhere. Liquid goes a long way. Powder is super soft and easy to use, so it's not going to look as harsh. And you want to make sure that the part is the exact skin color of your face. So I'm going to use a little bit of that bronzer and make sure that the part is standing out. And this just gives it a more realistic look that the red hair is coming from your actual scalp. And that is the finished tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I was panicking throughout this video because of the lace and then the hair color. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you guys so much for the compliments on my Instagram. Make sure you go to my Instagram and you follow me, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.